The phone rang as I sat alone in a Marriott parking lot, tucked between the glow of unfamiliar streetlights and the hum of distant traffic. I was hundreds of miles from what used to be home, the air thick with the scent of asphalt and summer pine. The evening sky burned with golden embers and deep streaks of scarlet, a sunset too beautiful for the moment unraveling before me. Her voice cut through that calm like a serrated blade. "I'm finished with you," she said. Her tone was deceptively sweet, a poison laced with sugar. "The apartment's no longer yours. I've moved on to someone who actually ignites something in me. Best of luck finding somewhere new." Then came the laughter, sharp, high, and unhinged. It echoed through the phone like a shriek from someone unrecognizable. The sound of 7 years burning to ash in a single exhale. I didn't flinch. "All right," I replied, my voice level, drained of warmth or fury. Then I hung up. Our relationship hadn't been perfect. No true one ever is, but I'd loved her in ways that didn't demand attention. My affection was quiet, enduring. The kind that remembers how you take your tea, that sends you links to your favorite band's reunion tour, that lets you sleep in while cleaning up after your friend's late-night chaos. In the early days, she used to look at me like I was her center of gravity. That gaze faded with time. I chalked it up to stress, routine, the erosion that life brings. I blamed myself. I shouldn't have. The signs were there. Small, almost imperceptible, but present for those who paid attention. Her phone, once tossed on the kitchen counter without care, now clung to her hand like a sacred relic. Locked, silenced, face down always. Her laughter at parties came out too loud, too bright. An artificial sound, especially when her phone buzzed and she snuck glances with a furtive smile. She suddenly became obsessed with the gym, claimed she was working late more often, and carried faint traces of a cologne I'd never worn. I didn't confront. I observed. Memorized. When I finally uncovered hotel receipts buried in the digital trash of her email, accessed while she ran out to get almond milk, I knew. It wasn't just suspicion anymore. It was confirmation. She was clumsy with deceit. Her shoulders stiffened when she lied. Her voice trembled on certain words. I'd learned her rhythms. I knew when she broke them. Then came the real estate transfer notice. That was the turning point. The moment where heartbreak became strategy. She tried to shift the title of the apartment, believing her friend, an attorney, could sneak the paperwork through while I was away. She thought I'd panic. But I didn't rush home. I stayed the full 2 days with my client. I smiled in meetings. Closed the deal. My hand didn't shake once. When I did return, she was barefoot in our, now my, apartment, sipping wine like it was a victory toast. The place was hollow. Our furniture was gone, the warmth drained from every corner. A sleek designer jacket, not mine, hung over a kitchen chair. "You're back sooner than I expected," she said, lips curled into a satisfied smirk. I set my suitcase down, glanced around at the barren space. "Nice place," I said flatly. Her smirk twitched. A hairline fracture. What she didn't know, what she never bothered to learn, was that I'd purchased the apartment outright months earlier. A quiet cash transaction, solely in my name, funded by the inheritance I received after my uncle passed. She never asked about the inheritance. She never asked much about me. Her attempt to transfer the property was void before it even reached the courthouse. A sleight of hand undone before the trick could finish. She packed her boxes and left, believing she'd won. That was only the beginning. She moved into a sleek loft downtown, the kind with polished concrete and floor-to-ceiling windows. Her new lover co-signed the lease. They furnished it in glossy, Instagram-worthy decor. She quit her job soon after, said she was on a journey of self-discovery. I discovered her instead. Moved too. I hired a private investigator. Discreet, meticulous, cash paid. Within days I had photos. Her boyfriend wrapped around 2 other women, one of them his boss's wife. Move 3. I sent the pictures, anonymous emails to every involved party. To his employer. To the betrayed women. No return address. Just proof. I was seated at a cafe across the street from her building when the chaos erupted. I watched from my window as something glass shattered behind hers. Vase maybe. Her silhouette flailed in a storm of screams. Move 4. She didn't know her name still lingered on a joint investment account, one I emptied 6 months earlier. The day after her mocking phone call, I moved the last of the funds. She filed for divorce the next week. There was nothing left for her to claim. She tried to claw her way back with a lawsuit, pleading for alimony, citing emotional distress, arguing she'd sacrificed her future for mine. She didn't know I'd documented everything. Screenshots, emails, photos, the staged listing pictures she and her boyfriend took while I was away. Her attorney's fraudulent attempts to file the property transfer. The judge reviewed the case and dismissed it before it reached trial. She walked out of court, mascara streaking down her cheeks, her eyes empty. She wasn't triumphant anymore. Hello. A month later, I saw her at the supermarket. She was thinner, ill. Her once glossy hair tied in a frayed knot. She looked older, weighed down by her own decisions. Eyes met. She opened her mouth. Maybe to apologize, maybe to beg. I walked past without a word. Not because I was angry, because she no longer mattered. See, revenge isn't rage-filled. It's not a storm of screaming matches or broken dishes. Real revenge is quiet. It's patient. It's precise. It's the slow, deliberate act of letting someone unravel under the weight of their own lies while you gently remove the safety net. She thought she'd taken everything from me. But I kept what mattered. Control. Now the apartment is mine. Fully, truly mine. The silence inside isn't haunting. It's peace. I make my tea in the morning, read in the evenings, sleep soundly without the presence of betrayal lingering in the next room. She laughed when she left. She's not laughing anymore.